Forza Horizon 6 on the 3080 Ti. You can see it's a Gigabyte OC version of the GPU, paired up with the 9800X 3D and 64 GB of DDR5 memory running at 6000 MHz. Nothing is overclocked. You can see everything is base speeds. And the latest 610.47 driver. So let's see how the game's gonna perform on extreme settings and with ray tracing and some upscaling, since that's the only thing we can do. Okay. Can't use no DLSS enable in this game because I might get banned. So just gonna raw dog the game with the 3080 Ti on extreme settings though. You know, no disrespect to the 3080 Ti, still can do extreme settings. So let's jump into it. Alright, you can see 4K, starting it off on 4K as usual. And I'm starting it off on DLAA, okay? And extreme plus ray tracing. So I'm just going absolutely maxing out the game, like we usually do, to see how the 3080 Ti can handle the game, you know? So let's see, 4K. Alright, you can see you're only getting 30 something FPS here. Man, the game just looks so beautiful, especially with the rain, you know what I mean? Having this beautiful Mustang Shelby over here, looking amazing. But yeah, can barely get 30 FPS, which is not a good sign, you know what I mean? So, and this is not even in the city area, so in the city it's gonna be sub 20 FPS or something like that, because that's really intensive compared to the outskirts like this. So native 4K Extreme plus RT, it's too much for the 3080 Ti, especially with 12 GB of VRAM. It is kind of struggling right here. And there it is, low video memory. Okay, so you need more than 12 GB to pull this off at 4K without any stuttering or anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, not great, to be honest, on these settings. But yeah, let's see with a little bit of upscaling if that's going to help us. And then instead of DLAA, we're going to use some upscaling. We're going to go performance mode. Right? It still uses almost 12 GB of VRAM, so it's going to be not going to be a huge improvement. Now you might even need to restart the game to actually apply the settings, because right now it's still 20 FPS, so I need to restart the game. So this is the issue. If you're like running out of VRAM and you change settings, you definitely need a restart, because right now we're like, you know, spilling the VRAM memory into the system memory, which causes the game to not properly process things and needs a complete restart to actually run the game on the settings that you intended. So yeah, I'm gonna exit the game, come back. Alright, so we're back in the game again. You can see now we're getting 55 FPS. So now it's totally applied on DLSS performance. Instead of 20, we're getting 55, and the game still looks pretty sharp. So there you have it. If you're okay, totally okay with this, you can play it like this. For me, this is actually okay for me, you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind playing the game on 65 FPS on DLSS performance. The game still looks super sharp. So yeah, 63, 64 FPS, totally fine. And in the city it's gonna change, but over here is completely playable, 60 FPS. Even though it's gonna drop a little bit here and there, not a big deal at all for me. And if you go to the inside view, it's still staying on the 60 FPS mark, so pretty solid. Still using 12 GB of VRAM though, so Extreme RT is really intensive on 12 GB GPUs, especially on upscale from 4K. I mean, especially on 4K. Doesn't matter if it's upscale from 1080p or what. It is really intensive, so yeah. But looking pretty good. So now let's turn it off and just go extreme instead of Extreme RT. So I'm gonna go here and then turn this to extreme. So now it uses 9 GB of VRAM, almost 10 GB is what that says in the game. But we can actually see it using 11 GB over there. And now we can get 78 FPS on DLSS performance mode, and which is a perfect frame rate to play the game on, because you actually don't need 70 FPS to play a racing game. 60 FPS is more than enough. And I'm gonna go and destroy this mascot right there, and also destroy the car in the process. Great. Come on, dude. Why am I stuck on it? What's going on? There it is. What? Are you kidding me? Am I stuck on here? Wow, this is crazy. How do I reset the car? Can I rewind, man? What the hell? What am I doing? This is crazy. think it'll automatically reset my car. No? What? I'm actually stuck. This is insane. Okay. You know, there's a first time for everything. So I'm gonna fast travel to somewhere else. Actually gonna fast travel into the city and see what can happen. Now let me just fast travel to the race and actually just roam around in the city to see the performance. Alright, in the city you can get actually 82 FPS. So it's actually even better. Okay, 74. So that's much better than I expected. So pretty much the same as we just got outside the city. So there you go. Extreme settings is absolutely playable. You don't need anything else. Just play it on DLSS performance and you should be completely fine. So yeah, on a 3080 Ti I would play the game like this totally fine. No issues whatsoever. Yeah, extreme ray tracing is a little too intensive, but this is totally acceptable. You can just lock the FPS to 60 and then have a blast. And just curious to see if I turn it back to DLAA, if it's going to be able to do 60. I don't think it's going to be able to. So I'm going to actually go back to DLAA and then see how that's going to be. Wait, 70 FPS? Really? On extreme settings, it's 70 FPS again on DLAA? What? Okay, now it's dropping down into the 50, like you can see here. So having DLSS performance actually helps. But yeah, you can see, even on DLAA, it's going to be pretty playable. Still almost maxing out the GPU, so something to keep an eye on, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is looking really promising, guys. 60 FPS on the 3080 Ti, still a beast of a card, you know? So, and it looks really beautiful even without ray tracing on extreme settings. So, completely playable on DLAA. I don't think I need to show you guys anything further. If you can just go back to Ultra, might get you more than 70 FPS so that it never drops below 60. For those of you who cares, you know, who thinks it's a big deal to keep it above 60 FPS all the time, no matter what the case is, Ultra settings might be the one for you. But again, the game's gonna still look really beautiful, like right here, and it's gonna be totally playable. So yeah, for me, my recommended settings will be on performance mode and extreme settings without any ray tracing. That's gonna be the sweet spot of 4K if you're playing the game with the 3080 Ti. Alright, now let's move on to 1440p and see how that's gonna be. You can see we're on 1440p and DLAA, okay, native settings. And then back to extreme plus ray tracing just to see what's going to perform on 1440p. And you can see we are maxing out the GPU here. So extreme RT in this game is really intensive, even on 1440p. So a 12GB card is definitely not enough. And there it is, low video memory message. Can get 30 FPS, but yeah, 30 FPS is not great, especially on a 3080 Ti. You need at least 60 FPS because it's a capable card. But yeah, native 1440p with extreme RT. It's a bit much. Okay, so 35 FPS is all you can get. And again, on a 3080 Ti, this is not a preferred experience, you know? Especially when you're drawing 300 plus watts of power, 30 FPS is not something that you expect. So, and you can see the artifacting on the antenna. Look at the antenna, look at the halo that's following. You see that trail? Yeah. Doesn't look that pretty, guys. So now it's even dropping down to the 20, so it's stuttering too. So we are like VRAM bottlenecked pretty much. So let me see if I can get it to a stable, stutter-free experience on DLSS balanced. I might have to restart the game, but let's see. It's 26, 28, 30, 28. I don't think it has actually applied the settings. I might have to restart the game. So I'll be right back. Alright, after restart, we are back in the same place again. And now you can see we are getting 78 FPS. So it's now on balance mode on extreme RT on 1440p, okay? Now we can get 75 FPS. Now it's pretty playable. And again, drawing in 350 watts of power is just absolutely insane. But it looks absolutely pretty and clear for balanced settings. It still looks really native to me. So, but we still have the trail on the antenna. I don't know why that's a thing though. Even with 70 FPS, that's still a thing. So, I don't know, man. But yeah, if you don't pay attention to that stuff, it is a solid looking performance right here. 86. And again, you probably won't be dropping down below 60 in the city. So let me see what kind of car do we have here. What is it, Subaru? Oh, what is this? PRO Vivio. Whatever, I'm gonna buy a car. $7,500. Okay. I'm buying all the cars. As many cars, whatever shows up on my screen, I'm buying them. I'm a car collector, you know what I mean? So yeah, 87 FPS. This is actually playable. So on a 1440p monitor, man, this might be the way to go. Oh my god. Completely butchering the vehicle right here. Anyways, I don't care. This is Forza Horizon. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go reckless, you know. Run across the whole damn field. Cause a lot of damage. And be a maniac for the rest of the video. So 92 FPS. Completely playable. And yes, I would play the game like this with Extreme RT. Yes. This is the best way to play it. So, oh, it's on the other side of the wall. Okay. 100 FPS even. So, I wouldn't go below balance mode on 1440p because it's going to look blurrier. So, just stick to balance mode on 1440p with Extreme RT. Now, I'm just curious to see how it's going to be without the RT settings. Video, graphics, and go to Extreme. And then go DLAA. Instead of any upscaling, just gonna go native for 1440p, and that can get you to 100 FPS. So if you turn off ray tracing, you can get pretty much similar kind of performance on native settings. So that's pretty cool. 96 FPS. I've never been on this road before. Yeah, this is my first time I'm exploring this side of the map. But we still have the trail on the antenna. I don't know why. Actually, it looks kind of distracting if you look at it. But yeah, that doesn't look that great, guys. 99 FPS though, so completely playable on these settings. So yeah, extreme settings is totally playable. And with Extreme RT, just put it to freaking balanced mode, and you should be fine for the rest of the game. Because right now we're not VRAM bottleneck or anything, so we have a really smooth frame time graph. You can see we're using 10.4 GB of VRAM. Still 350 watts of power consumed as usual. And yeah, that's a solid point to stop it right there for 1440p. Now let's finally test our 1080p and see if we can actually get 60 plus FPS on Extreme RT without upscaling. And here we are, 1080p, DLAA, right? And then Extreme RT. And 88 FPS. So on 1080p, we can do Extreme RT without having any issues. Finally. So yeah, you need 1080p resolution to actually play the game on native settings without any stuttering or anything and get a smooth experience. That's wild. But again, Extreme RT is really intensive on most GPUs that we tested except the 5080. And again, it's a 5080, it has 16 GB of VRAM. So most other GPUs that I tested, it was pretty rough with Extreme RT. So, you know, this is pretty impressive on a 3080 Ti. This thing is 6 years old at this point. Not 6 years, 5 years old at this point. So, yeah. So you can actually max the game out on Extreme RT. Not having to do anything. And again, I wouldn't turn down the settings at all. I'm just gonna keep it like this and play it. So I don't see any point. And you can max the game out and get 70 FPS. Why would you go below this, right? So just before I stay firm on my statement, let me go to the city. The city is the most intensive area in the entire game. So I'm gonna fast travel to the middle of the city and see if we can actually maintain 60 FPS. And there you go, 67 FPS. Okay, so that proves our point. It's gonna actually get to 60 FPS. 69 here with a lot of buildings inside. So yeah, I don't think I need to show you guys anything further, man. It's a really well optimized game. You guys already know this by this point. It even runs on a 980 Ti. So if you guys want to check out my 980 Ti video, it's gonna be up on the screen. So yeah, The 3080 Ti can easily handle this game without any issues. So there you have it, man. Just max the game out. You don't even need to go down below these settings. Completely playable, you know, 60 FPS. Before I stop the video, I want to test out one race, because this game is about racing, right? So let me see. Going to go for Class B cars, okay? I think I'm gonna go with the Honda. All right, starting off pretty strong, 70 FPS. So it shows you guys we don't need to do anything else, guys. If I'm able to win the race with more than 60 FPS throughout the whole race, and that's it. Let's keep it going. 61, 64, not bad at all. A big turn coming up. And easy turn, 69, 70 FPS. Pretty good. Oh, that was a small little stutter over there. Not bad. Let's keep it going. You're still kind of like, you know, maxing out the GPU. Kinda. And I don't see our enemy Bowie knife in this race. So, which is it's a good thing. And also a bad thing, because he makes things interesting, you know what I mean? If you know Bowie knife, you know what I'm talking about. So 74 FPS, pretty solid so far. Only 2 laps in this race. And seems like a pretty easy race as well. 72 FPS, a lot of twists and turns along the way. And this car is a drift car, what I can say so far. So 78, 68, like it's gonna stay well above 70 FPS for the most part. So yeah. Completely playable, like you guys can see right here. Still using 330 watts of power. That's the only downside to this GPU. So yeah, you can see a few stutters here and there whenever you like switch the cameras and stuff. But other than that, solid performance. See, this is why I said it's also a bad thing without Bowie knife, because Bowie knife would have made it more interesting. God, that didn't go as smooth as I planned. It's a terrible drift. But doesn't matter, these guys actually suck. Look at the average. We got 71 FPS average. Just insanely good. And that's the right tail end of the car as well. So, no issues here, guys. Completely playable, and I am almost done. There it is. Easy game. GG's. And totally playable on a 3080 Ti, max out 1080p. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys find this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more benchmarks on different GPUs and new games that comes out. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great time wherever you are. I'll catch you guys in the next one. So take it easy and peace out.